All right, what's up, everybody? Uh, we all know about this chromosome 2 fusion nonsense that's been going around back and forth between myself and the atheist slash evolutionist community. Um, so I decided to actually get a hold of Tompkins. Um, we ended up finding the fusion site, as you guys can see. I'm going to screen share it so that you guys can see it. Guys, the emails between myself and well, another scientist, another PhD scientist who also got a hold of Tompkins. You see, we found the fusion site. Can you see what I'm showing, Antonio?
Yep, perfectly.
Okay, we found it EDXL11L2. Oh, darn it. Site. I'll zoom in so that you guys can see it. Here's the DDX11L2. Here's the first exon, second exon, third exon. And here's the first intron right over here. This is the fusion site. I will put the information in the description below so that you guys can get a hold of this information and go check it out. Here is the link between myself, or the email between that I received from the scientist by the name of Robert Carter. He actually got a hold of Tompkins, so a little bit that's going to be said here is going to be coming from him as well. I'm not showing you guys the full emails because I don't want to give you guys my address and my personal information as well. So I just took a screenshot of the little discussion so that you guys can check it out. Try to zoom in a little bit, actually. Can you see this okay, Antonio?
Yeah, I can make it out. It's a little small, but I can definitely make it out though.
Okay, so what I'll do, if you guys want me to, for the people who are listening, if you cannot read it, if you want to read this thing in full, I can put a screenshot through G Plus maybe and make it a little bit larger so that you guys can see it. If you guys want me to do it that way, then just let me know. If not, I mean, either way, I'm just going to read it right here. He says, but since Dr. Tompkins, this is Robert Carter speaking to me, he says, since Dr. Tompkins is a good friend of mine, I took time to write and inquire about the mystery. He replied in no uncertain terms that his detractors show no evidence of actually having read his papers. Now, you guys know what I've been dealing with from the likes of many of these evolutionists in our circles. I've been getting on their case for exactly this. They have not read his paper. Had they have read his paper and looked at the information, they would have known what he was getting at and what his claims were. But let's continue. He says, he patiently explained to me that how to see for myself. I will now pass that information on to you. Now, he gave me the instructions of what to look for. He says, first go to the USCSC genome browser. We already did that. This is what this is right here. This is what this is right here. We already started looking for it. You guys can go check it out yourself, get into more details if you like, and check it out in more details. But here's the instructions that he gave me. He says, next, set the human assembly to HG19 in the Dropbox. He says, next, enter the fusion site coordinates, and here's the coordinates right over here. This is a screenshot, so I can't highlight it, but here it is right over here. And then he says, next, zoom in to the nucleotide level and look at the supposed fusion point sequence. And here's the sequence right over here. He says, once you've established that you are indeed looking at the fusion site, zoom out until you see which genes and messenger RNAs are annotated in that region. You will find the DDX11L2 gene right there. The fusion point is smack dab in the middle of the first intron. Show you guys the first intron again so that you can check it out. Here is the first intron right here. continue reading. He says the DDX11L2 gene concordance. He gives you the other concordance. What first intron, you might ask? Look at the first line down. There is an unnamed reference sequence gene annotation that includes more upstream reverse orientation material, including the extra intron and the extra exon. Now, this is what Dr. Tompkins has to say. He says, Dr. Tompkins explained it to me like this. Skeptics have not read my paper, or they would not be engaged in such, they would not have engaged in such foolishness. Every single issue I have had with this is because the offended party never bothered to actually read my original paper, including the likes of Ken Miller. He says the fusion site is an active promoter inside the first intron of the DDX11L2 gene. It binds numerous transcript factors. It contains several active polymerase 2 transcription starter sites. The gene is alternatively transcribed, producing 2 exon and 3 exon variants. I pay very close attention to what he says. Several evolutionists have tried to claim that the 3 exon variant is merely a spurious transcription, thus placing the fusion site outside the gene and not inside. From RNA sequence data, pay attention, from RNA sequence data, it looks like about 20 to 25% of the transcripts are the 3 exon variant. Even if you want to pretend that the 3 exon transcript forms did not exist, listen to what he's got to say, it still does not negate the fact that the fusion site is a gene promoter, not an accident of fusion. I am satisfied with these answers, but I must admit that I was worried at first, yet I have seen so many examples of misinformation like this being thrown around by people posing as intellectuals, but are really nothing more than internet trolls, that I should have known better. And whoever tried to claim that the fusion site is located far away from the DDX11L2 gene does not know what they are talking about. I gave you the coordinates to the fusion site. You guys can see the fusion site for yourself. I will put the coordinates in the fusion site, the website that you guys can go check it out yourselves, in the description after we go live. But this is what Dr. Tompkins has to say about this little situation. What do you got to say, Antonio? Got anything to say on this?
I mean, it's pretty much a slam dunk. I don't really understand how they can explain their way out of this. I mean, yeah, it's pretty much that simple. There's no getting around this. I don't care how they try to attack and mock or whatever they want to do. They can't get around this. This is some hard-hitting stuff. This is some hard-hitting stuff.
Exactly. I mean, I got a little bit of some feedback. Pause this. Yeah, I mean, that's actually 100% true. They can't get around this at all. There's no way for them to get around it. Now, as I say that, I mean, look at the community that we're in. They're going to find some sort of loophole here, try to go to the left or the right, pinpoint some sort of information and just try to drive at that. And this is what they're going to try to do right here. They're going to ignore the concordance that was given, or they're going to look at some sort of information with the concordance to try to get out of this type of fact. There's nothing here for them to go at. There's no way out of this situation for them. They're flat out wrong about what they're saying and what they're talking about. And hopefully they learn that and they get the picture. I'll actually do it right now so that immediately following the ending of this hangout, you guys can all go and check out the concordance yourself and look into it. Trying to give concordance, I don't remember what it said exactly, that this sequence or this transcript was not found. Well, you guys know that it's incorrect now, and I'm going to give you guys the concordance so that you guys can check it out. It's like I said, guys, this is I'm not going to let this go. I noticed that there are some of the evolutionists here online. They're trying to stay a little quiet about this, but this is important. I mean, Fusion site is not what you guys are claiming the fusion site is. There are some serious scientific reasons why what they're saying is not true. And yep, I'm not going to let it go. I'm sorry, guys. Give me one moment. I'm actually trying to go to the I'm currently trying to go to the website, trying to give you guys all the information, and then I'm going to put it in the description box right now. Okay, so here's the website. I don't have it screen shared so that you guys can see what I'm doing, because I don't want you guys getting my address. Now, I'm actually still looking into this this database as well, these concordance that he gave me, because there are some things that I want that I noticed that was being said by Tompkins that I want to look into a little bit more. Myself and Antonio were looking at it prior to making this hangout, and I would like to actually try to study it some more. So here's the nucleotide sequence right here. There you go. It's in the description. No excuses. You guys have the concordance. You guys can go check it out. If you guys have, want to ask me any more questions on this, then just shoot me a private message, because you guys are always complaining that I don't get your messages through G+. I usually don't check my G+, so just try to shoot me a private message if you guys want.
I just got an interesting message from Jade, man. Let me read it to you. Hold on. Oh, she said, you should be ashamed of yourself, Antonio Fletcher. You asked how we could get around this. If you bothered to watch any of the hangouts we had, you would know how. Instead, you just flat out echo what Ronnie is saying, which makes you an accessory to his lies.
What? See, why don't you guys get off Antonio's back, man? You see, they're trying to make you guilty by association just because they've been seeing you around me. You're not doing anything wrong. I mean, you're telling them that you don't really know about it enough so that you can talk about it on a complex level. And what they want to do is they want to keep on jumping on your case so that they can try to get you on their side. It's ridiculous.
Right. It's no different than them being around each other constantly all the time. I mean, are you seriously going to try to impugn me on that? Are you serious?
Well, Antonio, we've talked a couple of times offline,
Yeah, I know.
Like, what am I saying to you? What am I saying to people that are listening? If you don't believe what I'm saying, go and do the research yourself. That's what I'm telling you.
You are showing me directly, and you are giving me direct emails from Tompkins and people in his circle. Yeah. You are showing me the facts in my face. I mean, I have no reason to think you're telling me anything wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not lying. I mean, when Antonio asks me a question about something, or anybody else that comes to me, I'll tell them if I don't know the answer to something. I don't know. I need to go do a little bit more research on this, or I know a little bit about this, but not enough to talk about it intelligently. Or, well, you know what? I need to do some more studying on this topic. I don't sit over here and try to give them wrong answers. I'm being honest, unlike you guys have been, and this is the difference here. I'm 100% correct about what I'm talking about right now. And all of you guys are you're BSing all the way across the board. I mean, that's exactly what's happening right here. So, I mean, Antonio is not really doing anything wrong. Antonio is, all he's doing is he's participating in a hangout. I mean, he hasn't said much since he's been inside of this hangout. And the fact that you're getting mad at him just for associating with me, I mean, I think it just shows the type of people that you guys are.
That's what I'm saying. I can, attack people's characters by association all day, but no, that's not how you make an argument. Don't attack me by association. Don't do that, okay? Because every last single one of y'all are subject to the very same problem. If you're gonna try to use it against me, you subject to it as well. So get your facts straight before you try to attack me personally.
Now, Fiona says that she's already given she's already looked at this. She did not look at this like I just presented it. Don't start lying and being dishonest about this. I mean, you see what I'm saying? they're being dishonest. I mean,
yeah, this isn't surprising one bit, man. We already knew this was going to happen. We talked about this even before we went on air.
Yeah, I mean, well, listen to what he said. Listen to what Tompkins said. What Tompkins said about the site. Pay attention to that. I'll just try to leave it at that. All right. If you guys, I mean, look at the site. Look at the information that he's giving you about the sites and the concordance. You guys were complaining that you couldn't find the transcription and all this other nonsense. You were complaining about it. You didn't have the concordance. You couldn't find where it was at. I mean, you guys are just dishonest. That's all it is. That's it. That's what it.
Let's be talking about the sequence was posted over a week ago.
Yeah, I think she's attempted to, but they've made every single excuse in the book about this site. They've been making every excuse in the book as to, well, we can't. So some of them were saying, well, we couldn't find the site. Some of them were saying, well, it's not located right there, and they've been making all sort of different excuses and going in different directions. But no, I mean, you're not going to play that game right here. We got the email set aside. You guys can check it out. I'll take a screenshot of it, or I'll take my screenshot and actually share it over G Plus right now so that you guys can read it, listen to what Tompkins has got to say, and deal with what Tompkins is saying. Okay, it's just like everything else that we've been talking about. When I'm bringing up this situation with with apoptosis, or when you guys are talking about Robertsonian translocation and trying to conflate it to mean the exact same thing as a telomere fusion. There's been no telomere fusion like we see in the human body being the end result of a Robertsonian translocation. This is what you guys have been talking about. Tumor cells. I mean, you can find telomere fusions in some cancerous cells, and you might be able to stabilize them by knocking out one of the centromeres, but it's still an unhealthy cell. It's dangerous. It's not the same thing as the supposed fusion site in chromosome 2. It's nowhere even near the same thing. I mean, what about the sequences as well? The telomeric sequences, the lack of telomeric sequences that are supposedly being claimed as degenerate sequences, and the fact that you find telomeric sequences all over the genome. I mean, it's ridiculous. There's so many things have been brought into you guys. You guys have listened to what Tompkins has said, and you're just ignoring everything that's being said. He even brought in more information about the long non-coding RNAs, and if you knock these things out, or they've been known to be dangerous. I mean, there's so much information you are all just ignoring. So I'm expecting we're going to be hearing some responses, some more from these people, but we know why. They need this to be true. They understand that if the chromosome 2 fusion site is not a fusion site, that we don't share a common ancestor with the apes, so they're not going to let it go. They're not going to let this go. They're going to find any loophole they can and go in whatever direction that they can. So that's all I got to say. You guys have heard the claims of Tompkins. You guys have seen the information that he's provided. You've listened to what he's been talking about. And they're not going to deal with what he's talking about, except for probably like one little section. Listen to like some sort of section of a statement that he's made and then jump on that and ignore context. That's what they're going to try to do, just like they always do.
It seems like they're already doing that in the chat here. And Tompkins made it very clear that these people don't know what they're talking about.
Okay,
it's really that simple.
You will find video evidence of us looking at the sequence, sharing it, talking about it. I am not a liar, but the record shows that he is. She's referring to me, obviously. Yes, but you guys have been talking about having trouble finding this fusion site. There's been all sorts of responses that you've been giving. I know about the videos that you were already referring to when you're talking about quit being dishonest and quit playing games. I mean, these have been the excuse. When I emailed him uh, criticisms that you guys were giving me. That's what I emailed him. Okay. I was looking at things that you guys were saying, and then I emailed him the criticisms that you guys had been offering. So just stop it. Stop it.
Wait a minute. So are they saying that they did look at the fusion site right at the very spot of the
You
concordance you
broke
gave
out, man.
them? Oh, okay. Are they saying that they did find the fusion site at the concordance spot you gave them? Did you hear me? I'll wait for Ryan to come back in. Apparently there was a interruption in the browser or something happened, but we'll just wait for him to come back in real quick. Yeah, he's probably resetting his modem or something right now. Hopefully this stays live long enough for him to be able to come back in the room. We'll see. He's back. Net
All right.
problems.
Can you hear me?
Yep. Net problems.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that, man. Yeah, I'm having some internet problems, guys. Um, yep. So, yep.
Yeah, but
Where were we?
what I was saying
Yeah,
before
we're.
this happened, I was asking you, are they trying to say that they actually found or was looking at this fusion site at the concordance spot that you gave them a week ago? Is that what they're trying to say?
Well, they've been saying a lot of different things. They were saying that he doesn't give you references to the site at first. They were saying that they couldn't find the transcript. Others were saying that they couldn't find the site. Other people were saying, well, the DDX 11L2 gene, you don't find it near the fusion site. It's located far away. They completely missed what we were saying about the transcription factor binding region. Missed everything. They're all over the place with what they're saying. And I actually, when I responded to them, I actually, in quote, they didn't know, obviously, they were coming from he didn't know who it was coming from, obviously, but I was responding to the email to him with the responses that they were giving me. For example, I can't show you guys the first part of the article because part of the email, because the email has my private information in it, and I don't want people to see. What I will show you is something here. Let me go back to my Gmail really quick. For example, this is something that me. Hold on, guys. I'm going through my Gmail. I had this tab up. I was going to try to show you guys it earlier. Guys, what I sent him, and I'll give you guys the link that I sent him actually.
Well, it seems like from what they're saying in the chat that they actually looked at that spot like a week ago.
Here we go, right here. Here, the chromosome 2, 113,599. Hold on a second. I'm not going to give you guys the off my head. I'm sorry, guys. I don't know what is wrong with my browser, my internet. Don't anybody go get Comcast. Comcast sucks.
Yeah, I'm a personal testament to that. They're pretty bad.
Taking forever, man. I don't know why it's been like this all week long. It's just been, internet's been screwing bad. Yeah, it's loading forever. I'll give you the link that I was given, though, guys, in the comment section. I'll screen share it, so guys, it really is like taking forever to load.
But yeah, they're saying that they were looking at that spot like a week ago. At the coordinates that you gave me reference.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the link that I sent to them. This is the link that I sent to them. You can see where the first intron, it's not found anywhere right over here. They're not showing the first intron. They didn't have the correct concordance to site. The concordance that he gave me was for the site, and he gives you the sequences of the nucleotides, and see that you're at the site. This is not the same thing. But anyways, this what he has, what I'm showing you right here was somebody else. Well, I'm not going to show you guys my Gmail. I got to take this off screen share.
So what you were given were different than what they were saying, right?
What I just showed you right here was coming from these links. I don't remember if it was Steve or if it was one of Fiona's posts, but they gave me that link. They also gave me made some other claims as well about it being, they being far away from the bases, or the fusion site being 11L2 gene being far away from the fusion site. They didn't understand how this transcription factor binding across the fusion site. They didn't understand the bases. They didn't understand any of these things. So that's one of the reasons why I got a hold of him, so he can on the fusion site to show where the fusion site is, what you see in the fusion site, explain to them what is meant by the first intron. Guys here, yep, that's the point. The concordance is inside of the description, and the nucleotide bases are in, so that you guys can go over there, look at the site. That's in the description below, so that you guys can all check it out. None of these things, the first intron, all those things, they did not screen share that. They have been back and forth on complaining about not having the concordance, not being able to find what he's talking about, find the transcripts, all of this nonsense they've been complaining about.
So my question is saying that they did find what he was talking about.
Have any reason to be complaining here at all? I mean, any reason to be disagreeing with what he's saying? They don't have any reason whatsoever. The evidence was just shown to them. You can zoom in it. You can more detail if you would like to. Checking more detail here today. Earlier before we started the hangout, you guys can.
We're breaking up a bit there. Okay. So I'm just trying to figure out here where their claims if they actually saw what you're showing us right now, then that would seem to make their case even worse.
Yeah, they're being ridiculous. And they also said that, well, not one person disagrees with him. I just gave him a PhD biologist just now who linked me and gave me and he got more information out from, he's actually good friends with both of them. Excuses, man. Excuses.
But they seem to be saying that Tompkins is correct in the chat, and if that's the case, then what is their issue here exactly?
Yeah, read the chat. Yeah, chat right now to see what the questions are. Give me specifically right now, guys, what your criticism is.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Let's go. I'm going to keep digging into this because you guys found every corner you guys been wrong. Give me,
You're breaking up a bit there.
What do you mean, rational mind? Rational mind says that he's correct, not about the implications. Now you're saying that he's right about the position of the fusion site.
But the implications, is that what he's saying? He's wrong about the implications, but not wrong about the site? What are the implications then?
Yeah.
What are the implications if Tompkins is correct? That's what I'm trying to figure out.
I think he's digressing now. And the information is against him. I think that's what's happening.
Yeah, they sound like they're backpedaling a bit here.
Yes, they were, but you guys were disputing the fusion site. Steve planning. We go to Steve's. We go over there right now and check it out, right now, and then I'll screen share what he said. Steve being far away. I believe it was Steve too, and it was a couple of other people. I'm
Well,
right.
Fiona was saying that we knew the position of the site. It's available all over the web. The problem is that he claims
Yeah.
the transcript goes through the fusion
They're
site.
saying that. You can't just backpedal now and say, oh, well, you know what? It is located in the fusion. The DDX, it is part of the fusion site. You can't just agree to that now all of a sudden and just, I don't know. I'm looking at his G Plus feed right now, Steve's, I believe. In the last comments, I believe it was the one that I muted him on. 130. See, as soon as I commented in post, I got like so many people responding to me. All right, here we go. Right here, I found it. That wasn't take too long.
I told you people
Real
was going to
nice.
start flooding the comments within no time.
I know, man. I just need to acknowledge I'm right already. So here's Steve's. Steve, he says no. The data is not in the article. What database did he use? It was Blatt's. He says where data that shows it is a functional gene. Assemble has the gene and the pseudo X11L2 is from the fusion sites. You see that? The DVX11L2 is quite the distance from the fusion site. He said it. He said it right.
Yeah, and then the section that you point out didn't seem that far to me.
You guys to see right here why I ignore. This is the reason why I mute posts. I'll give you a response, but I get a lot of activity with it. You know, to one of these posts. 123 comments. You know, like if it's like somebody else, like Tommy or other guys, I don't have time to sit over here and discuss somebody in the little circles, man. I'd be sitting over here all day responding to people like Steve. All right, let's go back to see what they're saying. Check out. They're talking about it a little bit. Yeah. Okay, Rational Mind says yes, the DDX11 to the fusion transcript is. Yes, it is. Intron. Where's intron located? All right. Going back to it so that you guys can check it out.
Yeah, I'm just trying to understand what the premise is. Oh, so the problem is that he claims the transcript goes through the fusion site, according to what Fiona was saying.
Right now, I just went through this really quick. Sent to everybody. You see the fusion site?
I can't see anything yet.
First Entron. Oh. site. DDX11L2 is the first intron.
Hey, can you maybe try resetting real quick because you're breaking up?
At all. Darn it. You hear me?
Yeah, much better.
I don't know why that keeps on happening, guys. I apologize for this. Like I said, do not get Comcast. Comcast sucks. But if you guys didn't hear me, here's the fusion site. These are the concordance for the fusion site. Below, you can look up the nucleotide bases and see that it is the fusion site. Here's the first intron right over here. The fusion site starts at the first intron. Yep, that's what it is. I wasn't screen sharing that, was I? Let me screen share that just so you guys can take a look at it. Here's the fusion site. There's the DDX11L2 gene right over here. Here is the first intron right there. Something, Jade. She says Ronnie has now posted the link to the USC genome browser description. I never looked at the USC browser before. You got to look at the USCS genome browser before, but you didn't get into this information that he gave you. Did not get into this information that he gave you. That's the point here. These concordants confirm what he's talking about. That's the point. He gave you the detailed concordance so that you guys can go and check it out. You guys have to go out there and check it out. All right. Come on, I'm asking for you guys to make a point right here, because we're going to look into this even more. Any specific claim that you guys make, I'm going to make sure that I get people involved here that are going to start tearing it apart. I've already dealt with it, okay? Your Robertsonian translocation nonsense has been knocked away, smacked down. You've not gotten around this claim or proof of a Robertsonian translocation making the same type of fusion event that we're seeing in the chromosome 2 fusion. We know that Robertsonian translocations can cause chromosomes within close proximity to fuse to each other, but we do not know of any events making the same type of telomere-telomere fusion that's being claimed, the supposed telomere-telomere fusion with the chromosome 2 fusion site. We do not know of any stable fusion events like telomere-telomere fusion. It doesn't exist. Healthy for a living organism, that is. There's no evidence demonstrating that I'm wrong or that I'm lying, Fiona, none. And I'm asking you guys in the comment section to prove where and how I'm wrong. Where? I'm asking you now. Where, why, and how am I wrong? Mark Bishop says, why are you discussing this in the comment section? He says, why can't they debate this inside the Hangout? Well, I've met them in Hangouts before, but it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I just got home from work, so there's no way that I'm going to be staying up till 6 o'clock in the morning discussing this with them. But we can have a Hangout sometime this week or whenever and talk about this some more. But we've had several discussions over this issue already. One of the reasons why I have it set up like this, to where I come home and I let some people in here so that we can talk about this, is because there has to be a platform on our end so that we can start to respond to the things that are being said. Because I'm not going to allow my room to become just another platform for the atheists or the evolutionists to broadcast their point of view. I'm going to have my own platform so that I can express my opinions or my views as well. There are other hangouts set up separately so that if I want to have discussions to let atheists or evolutionists in to bring their criticisms, but it's not going to happen here. I'm not about to start debating anybody at 3 in the morning. I'm giving them information, and I can go with this information to admit that they are wrong. Okay, so they're not going anywhere with anything.
I just don't get it. The deal is if they have showed this stuff a week ago, like, what is the real criticism?
Yeah, there's no criticisms. They're saying prove that it's functional. I mean, what is wrong with these guys? You go to the original article of Tompkins, you see the article that he links and the homologies between these sequences and the database right here that you can go look at yourself. Go to the concordance and check it out. Go read the article, that Tompkins presented to you guys, and look at what he's referencing right there. You have to read the article. You have got to actually read the article and stop claiming that you read it and looking at little tiny phrases or statements that are made and taking it out of context. Because
understand Tompkins work better than he do, because he made it very clear that these people don't know what they're talking about. He said that was in no uncertain terms that these people don't know what they're talking about. So how are they looking at his work and they seem like he's missing something, or they understand his work better than him, or whatever the case may be?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they're not. I don't know. I mean, they just, these are the type of people they can't be talked to. You can't reason with them. I might as well talk to a brick wall with these people. And I hope that people are catching on to this, because they're proving it right now. You're just flat out wrong.
They're just trying to say a PhD geneticist was published 50, 60 some odd bits of research and articles and whatnot, doesn't know what he's saying. They're talking in the text chat saying that Tompkins is wrong about things he's saying. He's actually had years, got a PhD in genetics, but he doesn't know what he's saying. That is beyond arrogant to me. That would be just like me saying that Richard Dawkins doesn't know what he's talking about, and he's a renowned biologist. Like, I'm not so arrogant as to just claim that Dawkins doesn't know his stuff in science.
Yeah, no. Like, they can say something like that to me. They can say something like that about any of our little individuals, that are within our community that are on our side of the debate here online. But it starts to get a little ridiculous when they start saying that a PhD geneticist doesn't know what he's talking about. That, I mean, this other guy has also got a PhD, I believe, in biology to me through email, that had gotten a hold of Tompkins. And that, like how you guys like to talk in your little circles where, okay, no scientist agrees with this, no scientist supports this information. No, you guys are the ones denying this. You guys are the ones denying this. It's not on your side. You guys are denying this because you guys understand the implications of this type of information. I don't think they're anywhere with what they're saying, and they're going to go anywhere with what they're
Yeah, yeah, just it's not going anywhere as far as I can tell.
And man, I can't tell if it's me or you, but
It's no telling, honestly, because we both got Comcast.
yeah. So all right, guys, I gave you guys the coordinates below. Um, go look at the information, check it out. And remember that there's been a lot of criticisms directed to you guys. You need to actually deal with them. Stop getting all carried away and obnoxious with smirks on your face and laughing away with a bunch of other little people. I'm not going to be rude about it, but a bunch of other people in your community that probably don't get this or understand this either. I mean, listen to what we're saying, deal with the criticisms, go research something, go get some articles or some sort of information that is actually going to support what you guys are talking about and actually deal with the criticisms that we've directed to you. All right. We've been waiting for a long time for you to prove some sort of telomere fusion like this to be stable and to be, um, something that's not like some tumorous cells or cancerous cells or anything like that. Something proven to where it's stable like it is with humans, the chromosome 2 fusion site that's inside of humans. The supposed chromosome 2 fusion site, because it's not a fusion site. It's not two telomeres fused together. It's simply not that. Um, there's been a lot of different responses as well, like the long non-coding RNAs and so on. The degenerate sequences that we're calling degenerate telomeric sequences. So many criticisms, so many of these things ignored and not dealt with. So hopefully next time we get into this topic, you guys start dealing with the criticisms, start to deal with what's actually being said. Don't deny that there is functionality here. Don't deny that you've been given the coordinates here, or try to backpedal and move to a different direction. Say, oh, well, yeah, we got the coordinates, but X, Y, and Z. Be more honest and straightforward here. Then we can actually go somewhere, and our dialogues will be more productive. That being said, I'm going to give Antonio the last word. Go ahead, Antonio.
All I gotta say is, people stop attacking people personally. Okay, um, this is ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. This crap has gotten way out of hand, and it gets to a point to where you just gotta swallow your pride. That's what it comes down to. And I'm seeing a whole lot of people who just won't swallow their pride for absolutely no reason. And that's pretty much where I'll leave it at that.
All right, guys. God bless. Take it easy. And I will see you guys later.